Hi everyone! Well, this is it. We've made it. It's the end of our semester, our final week. This is normally the week that you would be having your final exams if we were on campus. Things are a little different now, so this week is still an exam week for us, but it's also a catch-up week. So if there are assignments that you haven't had a chance to do yet, if you still need to finish your lab pages from earlier, if there are any blog assignments or anything else that I've assigned since we transitioned online that you haven't turned in, this is a good week to get those things in and taken care of, because other than that, all we have is just our exam, and then once again turning in those lab pages. So the exam, which is the first thing that I'm going to talk about, is in our new weekly folder. And it's the only thing that's in this folder is the lecture exam. You can take it anytime between now and next Sunday, in this coming up Sunday evening, so Sunday the 17th. So I do need the next week to do grading, so I'm pretty firm on that Sunday deadline as far as your exam goes. If there are some extenuating circumstances and there's something that you need to discuss with me, please shoot me an email and we can talk about why you may need a little extra time. But again, in order to get grades in as quickly as possible, I need to get those exams in as soon as I can. So that's why my Sunday deadline for the exam is what I'm hoping that everyone will be able to meet that deadline. But again, as with everything this semester, there is flexibility, and we can certainly talk about things if that Sunday deadline isn't going to work for you. Let's talk through it and we'll come up with something that will work better for you and still allow me to get my grades in as well. Thank you for everyone who has turned in your lab pages so far. I really appreciate that. Just as a reminder, if you're wondering how to submit your lab pages, if you go to course materials and you click on lab materials, I have a whole folder called Lab Submission Guidelines now. So these are the labs that you need to turn in. These are the different ways that you can turn them into me. I've had people emailing me the labs. I've had a few people who have used the Padlet. No one's used the Flipgrid yet, but that's okay. It's entirely whatever you guys are comfortable with. So again, my goal is to get those labs in all of the labs, including the labs from these past 2 weeks, which is the Nature Journal and also the Ecosystem Scavenger Hunt. My goal is to have all of those by Friday, so again, I can sort of chunk the grading. That's kind of the idea. So I'll be using this week to grade all of your lab quizzes and all of the assignments that you all have recently done. Then I'm also going to, again, use sort of that weekend to get those lab pages graded and those grades up there for you. And then that gives me some time next week to get your exams graded. So again, I'd like to get you all your grades as soon as possible so everybody sort of knows how they did in the class and how things finished up. Another quick note is I had mentioned before that I was trying to encourage participation in the SOI surveys. So I offered up, first of all, extra credit to anyone who completed the SOI survey, and thank you for everyone who did. You will receive 5 points of extra credit, and I will be adding that extra credit to your grade sometime early this week. So I hope to get to that assignment probably tomorrow, that and the blog posts and responses. I'm going to try to grade all of those tomorrow. But anyway, you all are these last sort of 4 sections here, and I also made it into a little bit of a contest. So I said that whichever section has the most completed SOIs, I would put everybody who responded to the survey on Socrative and said that they took the survey, I would put all of you into the running for drawings for gift cards, and I was going to give away 2 gift cards. And so as it turns out, my Tuesday lab, section 151, you were the winners of the contest. I had 15 people who responded to the SOIs. Wednesday section, you were right behind them with 13. Monday section, you were one behind that with 12. And my Thursday section, you tried, but that's okay. Again, I really do appreciate that feedback to everybody who gave it. So to make it fair, and I wanted to make sure that sort of everybody could kind of see that this is a fair process when it comes to selecting our 2 gift card winners, I am using Wheel of Names, which I've seen other people use, and I think it's kind of a fun idea for a random name picker. So I put everybody's name in here who said that they completed the survey. So I'm going to move here. Let me move myself so you all can see here. So I'm going to click to spin here, and we're going to pick a winner. All right, so let's watch. This is exciting. Let's see if your name comes up. The first name that came up is Jack. So woohoo! Congratulations, Jack. You are my first winner. And then I'm going to do it one more time because I'm picking 2 winners. And who is the next one? Nina! Congratulations, Nina. So I am going to send an email to both of you later this afternoon. I'll send one to each of you asking where you would like your gift card from. And again, it's just going to be an e-gift card that's going to come through you electronically. So congratulations to both of you. But again, thank you to everyone who filled out those surveys. The feedback really is helpful, especially as it becomes more and more apparent that this fall semester is probably going to be more of the same as we're experiencing now and in the summer. It is very likely that your classes, at least if you continue on at Harper, it's very likely that your classes will be mostly online. There may be some courses that you take that will offer some synchronous learning sessions online, which means you'll have to have a specific time and date each week that you will get online with your instructor. But that will be indicated in the course catalog, so you'll know that ahead of time. There may be some lab courses that will be offered in what we call a blended modality, which is you will go to the class for the lab portion of the class, and then the lecture portion will be at home. But don't expect it to look the way that it looked before. So they're being very strict about guidelines on the number of students that will be allowed in the lab at one time. It's probably going to be anywhere between 10 to 12 students at once. So it's going to look a lot different. Lots of covering our faces and maintaining social distance, and lots of cleaning and wiping of things down. And I know it's probably not what any of us are necessarily looking forward to. I've heard from a lot of you that online learning wasn't exactly, for some of you it worked and for some of you it didn't. And a lot of you have expressed the idea that you hope things sort of get back to a little bit more normalcy this fall. And I can understand that because this is sort of an uncertain time for all of us. But I want you to be prepared regardless of where you are, if you're still here with us at Harper or if you are finished and you're transferring on to another school. Just be prepared to have some changes still in effect to keep everybody safe. And that really is the goal of everything we're doing right now, is to keep all of us as safe as possible. It's been, you know what? When all is said and done, it's still been a really good semester. I didn't get to spend as much time with all of you as I wanted to. Obviously, if things were different, we would have had the whole semester together and we would have had all kinds of different experiences that we could have shared. But that didn't happen. We had other things that we had to tackle and overcome, and I just wanted to say how incredibly impressed and how incredibly proud I am of all of you for overcoming these challenges, because for many of you it wasn't just this class that you had to do, it was all of your classes online. And even though it was a challenge for me as well to get the class up and running and choosing content and trying to figure out what to do with labs, I only had all of you I had to think about. I can only imagine how difficult it was to switch from class to class to class, trying to figure out how each professor was sort of structuring their courses and how assignments were being done and tests. And I imagine it was overwhelming for a lot of you, and it was probably a steep learning curve. And again, I just wanted to say that you should be very proud of what you accomplished, and you should be, you should know that that you can accomplish these things, even if it's not exactly what you thought you wanted to do, you can do it. And I have seen several students who were a little behind on things and said, you know, what can I do? And I said, we can always catch up. There's always opportunities for that. So don't give up, I guess, is the sort of the moral of this story, with anything, whether it is, you know, classes this summer or this fall, whether it is some of the great takeaway lessons that you guys have from this class. I loved reading the blogs because I get sort of a peek inside of what everybody's thinking and what everybody's doing. So I really feel like we're still connected in some ways. So it's been wonderful. And I love all the messages and the positivity. And I love I'm recycling now, and we started a compost bin at home, and I'm really, you know, keeping track of things like how much water and energy I use. And I just want you to say, keep up those things, because all of those small actions, while they may seem to be somewhat insignificant in the grand scheme of things, if a lot of people do little things, it can add up to a really big impact, right? And that's sort of the lesson, not just when it comes to the environment and our impact on the environment, which is what this class was all about, but it also is sort of in this microcosm of living with this virus right now, right? These small individual actions really do have a larger impact. And that's what we have to keep in mind. So once again, thank you for a great semester. I don't specifically have any office hours scheduled for this week, specific times, but if you want to chat with me face-to-face, well, via video conferencing tools, not actually face-to-face. If you want to chat with me via video conferencing, let me know a day and a time that works for you, and I would be happy to set up a session. I can use Blackboard. I can use another tool Harper has called WebEx. So there's a variety of different ways that we can get in touch. But if you really would like to actually talk, please let me know. I just didn't specifically schedule those office hours simply because there's some other things going on here with me and the kids and Zoom meetings. And anyway, long story short, it's a busy week for me as well. So I would much rather work with you one-on-one to figure out a time that works best for you, rather than trying to sort of fit something in that may or may not work for you as well. So in any case, once again, thanks for a wonderful semester. Maybe y'all didn't think it was quite that wonderful, but I still thought it was a wonderful semester. I got to know you all in a much different way than I would have if we were face to face, but I still appreciate our interactions. I still appreciate our abilities to sort of feed and learn and kind of grow together. That kind of sounds corny, but it's the truth. And I wish you all the best of luck wherever the rest of your college career or professional career takes you. So take care, everyone. Stay safe, and bye.